Welcome to Contact Has Begun, brought to you by the grace of the World Puja Network, one of the last vestiges of truth concerning benevolent, spiritually and technologically advanced off-world visitors. Some refer to these visitors as our greater family of man or returning ancient ancestors. I am James Gillen, your host, and our guests also include cutting-edge physicists, authors, teachers, and healers dedicated to the awakening and healing of humanity and the earth. Let the journey begin. Greetings, this is James Gillen with World Puja. We've got a great show today. Before we get into this show, I wanted to talk about a few things and let you know also, too, this show is pre-recorded. This is the summer solstice that we're talking, so if we do cover any areas, considering the oil spill or something else, and some miracle happens between now and then, and it does get cleaned up, then disregard anything else. So anyway, there's a lot of news happening. I want to just talk a short heads up on this thing, as we really need to follow the money in this oil spill and see who is making windfall profits on the cleanup, of this massive catastrophe and mess. But the bottom line is just, if you just follow the money, you'll see what's behind all this stuff. And go to exopolitics.com, and they have all the information on it. And so if you want to know more about that, it's much, much worse. I just interviewed James Fox and got the story firsthand on what's really going on down there, and it's not a pretty picture. So anyway, putting that aside, I wanted to talk about Victoria. I could go on and on about Victoria. I've known Victoria for a long time, for many years. She's a great friend. She's a contactee, a clairvoyant and clairaudient healer, does classes, workshops, conferences. Her main thing now, I guess, is doing personal readings. So if you want to connect with her, you can. And she's got I'll give you her website right now. It's victoriaslight.com, victoriaslight.com. If you want to get more on that information, she has a film out, Encounters with Angels, UFOs, and Divine Messages, which I love, the connection. People are finally connecting the dots between the higher beings, the angelic beings, the ascended masters, and the UFOs. So that we totally agree on. So anyway, without further ado, I want to welcome Victoria on the show. Victoria, you with us?
I am with you, James. It's so good to hear your voice.
Oh, good to hear your voice again, too, as well. I was going to go out to the Four Corners area and speak. I'm not sure how that conference is doing, but I was thinking about stopping off in Sedona to our favorite little hotel there, which we end up next door to each other, by divine guidance or something.
Well, and you need to try to come over to Pagosa Springs, because I'm only 2 hours from Farmington, New Mexico.
Yeah, I may do that. I'm going to check that out and see how this other thing goes, and maybe we'll see if we can arrange something, because I'm feeling to go to a few places. I am getting off the circuit and stopping, talking, but, the chief over there asked me to come and speak, and so, I told him I would, and then there's a couple other events I might go to, but overall, my inner guidance is saying it's time to start staying put, and get your house in order.
This is true. I find that everyone is feeling so much. A lot of people are kind of going inside. They might not be doing as many group things, because it is time to reflect into what your soul, your higher consciousness, your attitude, everybody needs to stop the doingness and start really the beingness. Don't you agree?
Oh, I agree. There's very few human beings. There's a lot of humans doing and in reactionary mind and living according to the TV and what the TV tells them. But, it's pretty much time to toss that TV out the window.
Yeah, well, I don't even have a TV where I live right now, and that's good, because it's not a temptation to go on and be influenced. what I've been getting, James, I've been getting so many transmissions the last, well, I've had them my whole life, of course. I started having contact at the age of 5, but the last few months have been extremely intense, and they told me, Brotherhood said a couple of weeks ago that we could be making this transition between this dimension and the parallel Earth between now and September. And when I looked at the oil spill and just the severity and the enormous tragedy that is, the Brotherhood told me that they have already started teleporting the wildlife and the sea life onto the second Earth. And based on the vision that I had, and I had 2 visions in March of '97 on Easter weekend, they showed me this vision of our Earth and this second Earth. And I was out in space, and I was looking at these 2 identical Earths, but one was at a higher level, vibrational. And then I saw this implosion or transplanting from one to another, and I knew not at that time what that meant. But then the next night, they gave me a second vision where they showed that second Earth moving up right next to us, like 2 Earths side by side, and merging with each other for a moment. And then the higher vibrational holographic Earth moved on, and you could see the dolphins swimming in the waters in the firmament of the heavens. And I saw what kind of made me think of Dr. Hurtak's painting of My Father's House of Many Mansions, with the Merkabah going on into infinity with these mansions inside these Merkabahs. And I saw that on top of this second Earth. And I heard a voice say, "Victoria, this is your new home." And the third vision was when Princess Diana passed away. And that one, I opened up the windows in the morning, and we had made the shift. Like, it's like going to sleep and waking up in a new dimension. And I've always really, I look at everyone's scenarios, and I'm always open to looking at what they're getting. And I always ask the Brotherhood, now, just, what exactly is it? And then you have Tuela's book of Project World Evacuation. And I had that years ago, and I was reading it again last night. And of course, the scenario there is that when things get to a certain crucial, critical point, that they won't be landing, but they will be teleporting people with the beams of light. And this is where my topic of preparing to be able to go through that doorway to the second Earth comes from, because what we have to do right now is prepare our bodies, our minds, and our spirits to be able to withstand the transference, as Dr. Hurtak speaks of in the Keys of Enoch. That's the process that our body has to go through. That's the energy field to be able to go into the Merkabah vehicles. If we have to be, if it is that we have to be evacuated, then that's the process. The Brotherhood keep telling me, James, that this second Earth, because that dimension has been bleeding in,